Yeah. Oh, gonna have to move you.
Hi, my name is Tyvis Powell, former Ohio State Buckeye and national champion DB. Welcome to the Buckeye Cast. These guys was born and bred in the Buckeye State, and they like to talk Buckeye football and drink bourbon. Subscribe to the show. Now pour up a drink and pull up a stool. Here's your host, Joe Warwick. Get him, Joe.
All right, Tyvis, we appreciate you. I got Shawn in here right now. We'll see if Jeff shows up. Who knows? It's always a wild card kind of weekend. And I'm not talking about playoffs. So,
Playoffs?
playoffs? Oh, here it comes. It's coming in a little late, but hey, under the wire, kind of. Let's see what Jeff has in store here. Jeff, you're black. All right. Hopefully he can hear us. He is in the scene, on the scene. So, hey, we got to talk about this freaking game yesterday. I got a lot. I don't know if you guys heard my daily blitz from this morning, but we'll get to that. Please, folks, we appreciate you joining us for our TBC Weekly every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. So thank you for coming. Please visit thebuckeyecast.com. Every single item at the site in the shop is on sale. So get in there, get yourself some Buckeye gear. I would start ordering those Beat Michigan shirts. Get your We Hate Penn State shirts in there. It's a little late to get yourself a Sparty shirt, but anyway, so check it out. Everything is reasonably priced, I would say. So I got a question for the chat before we get rolling here with Jeff and Shawn. Question for the chat. Please drop your comments in there, and if you got other questions and comments to make about this yesterday's game and then next weekend's game. But the question for today is, night game in Alabama. You got number 2 Georgia going to visit number 4 Alabama at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. Georgia favored by 2 on the road. So you got a home dog situation there with Bama. Who do you got? Just give me your prediction. You can give it with the points, without the points, I don't care. It's only 2. So it's an interesting, and an over-under of 50. So kind of a low-scoring affair somewhat, but yeah, that's where we're at. All right, boys. Shawn, let's hit you up first. I want to talk about our good, bad, and the ugly for this Week 4 Marshall game. What kind of reaction do you have? You can take your time with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you my good off the bat. My good was the running game. Finally got back to that running game that I was hoping to see. Both Trey and Q went off. What I think they both averaged, I don't know, 12 yards a carry, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know Q had quite a bit more carries. I think he had 16 or something like that to 6 from Trey. But again, both productive. I thought it was just good to see. I thought the O line was probably happy to have Donovan Jackson back, and the push was there, and the running game looked solid. It was that's what I expect Ohio State running game to look like. So that's my good.
Yeah, it's you could probably say it's been a little while, right? Maybe a couple seasons since we've seen that.
I,
Last year,
I
the Buckeyes averaged only 140 yards a game, like our worst average in 20 years rushing.
I think there's probably been games here and there where we felt like maybe it was back, but it wasn't anything that we sustained. So, we're doing pretty good so far this year. That was the best running game so far, and let's keep it rolling. I loved it. Balanced attack. What was it? 280, 286, something like that.
Yeah, it was. Let's see, total 569, 289, 280. So almost a very balanced 50-50 split there. Almost got to 600 yards, which I've kind of been waiting for against these shitty teams. But yeah, definitely. Jeff, what do you got
Boys,
there?
boys, how we doing?
Hey, what's up,
Good,
Jeff?
good, good. Yeah, coming in hot. Uh, what do you got? We're doing our good, bad, and ugly. What do you got for the good category?
Well, of course, he's still in my running game. Um,
It's
but
pretty
I would
obvious.
say the good, another good I like to see. Emeka Ibuka showed he is explosive, made a big, game changing, but game breaking plays. Kind of he's yeah, we haven't seen that big catch and run, big touchdown from him in a while. So that was nice. That was probably my good.
Okay.
Outside the
All
running
right.
game. I mean, running game. I believe I had. Maybe we should be putting 250 on the ground against teams like this. It's nice to see that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the
But I'm
breakaway
not.
runs, and
Yeah,
honestly, I would say since you guys went those routes, I would say I was happy with seeing Carnell Tate get some more action, get some more love. Um, I was watching him blocking downfield. He is committed to blocking on the perimeter and
the speed
downfield.
is there. Yeah. Yep.
On the big Quinshawn touchdown run, the big 86 yarder, he was downfield to finish it off over the last 30 yards. There's a DB getting close. He just put his arm out to keep that guy at bay and get Quinshawn, a sure touchdown into the end zone without being touched. So love to see Carnell Tate getting in the action. He's one guy that I was kind of starting the season. I was thinking like nobody's talking about this guy. He's only a second year guy. Didn't do a lot as a freshman, but he did play. He didn't redshirt, so he did play in
Played a
a ton
lot.
of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot of snaps, like a couple. I think it was around 250, 300 snaps, something like that. But yeah, getting Tate involved is a big deal to me. But yeah, I agree with you guys. The run game was a bright spot for sure, and of
Well, any
course,
any of those long runs, you got to have receivers blocking downfield for those to
of
happen.
course,
The
exactly.
the
Yeah,
the O line will get you going, but you need some downfield blocking.
yeah. The DBs don't just stop running,
No.
right? So what do you got for your bad, Shawn? We're going good, bad,
Um.
and ugly, folks.
Okay, so I don't know what this goes in. It's got the sustained drives is the bad. I feel like we let long sustained drives go on in that first half, and they just kept churning out first downs, and it affected the end of the game. The time of possession was 34 and a half minutes them and 25 and a half minutes us. Now I realize we scored on some home runs, but they had some long drive. Marshall shouldn't be able to put together a 13 play drive on Ohio State. No way.
Not right out
Um,
of the gates. 13 plays, 75 yards, 6:46 off the clock.
so yeah, that's my bad.
I'm down with that. What do you got, Jeff?
I was going to say the opening drive, Marshall's offense.
There's
Which,
more.
yeah, that was.
There's other drives.
Yeah, I'd say just the point total given up on defense. That no reason. I mean that opening drive to not get a stop. All right, tell you what, I'll go. Howard's interception, bad thrown ball. DB made a good play. That pushed good. He made good technique. Was shuffling Smith to the sideline, but you throw that fucking ball up there, man. Let him go get it. Lead him.
I'll debate you on that one because I think that's JJ's job to make a move and get in front of that DB. At least knock the ball down. You're 6'3". Come on, that DB is not even close to that. At least knock the ball down. I put that on the receiver, honestly. It's your job to adjust to the ball when it's in the air, especially when you got time like that. You got a couple seconds to work with, right? So I think you can either do a little stutter step so that you cut in front of the DB, or just get your arm up there and try and knock it down. He did neither. I don't put that on the quarterback at all.
If he leads him though, Joe, I'm saying if he leads him, JJ
that was not a good ball though. I mean, he didn't. I mean, he threw it right
short.
But I don't know. I think both of them probably screwed up. But I mean, you usually see Jeremiah stop there and come back and get that ball, and it's that throw that's he can even they complete that throw a lot. But I'm with you, Joe. I don't think Jeremiah completely did his job there, but I also don't think it was a great ball either. I think it was hard, and to kind of back Jeff up, that DB had good coverage.
Yeah, it was great
technique. That technique of when you're the technique when you're inside the receiver and you use it, you just use the field. You use your back and your arms kind of out to the side, and you just kind of push him on the way you movement. You pushing him to the sideline. He kind of pushes him. Just with his body. No, and I'm not talking PI or nothing like that. Just that's the technique you turn. When you turn to run with the receiver, you put your arms back on him and just kind of you feel him. And but if you're moving your feet the right way, you're shuffling him out to the sideline. Now JJ, I think it's a lot maybe JJ's inexperience.
Yes.
Another ball that short on that same play. JJ's gonna. I'm sure our line's gonna show that to him, and they're gonna work on that, fighting off the DB's good technique.
But don't throw the comeback if you got, like you said, Joe. If you got a 6'3" wide receiver, throw it up with there where he can get it.
Yeah, and that's what Will Howard has said. He's been taught when JJ's in one-on-one coverage and there's nobody else open, that's where you throw the ball. And I can't argue with it. I mean, most times it's either going to be incomplete, a PI, or he's going to come down with it. This was the rare early in Jeremiah's career where he didn't make the play.
Yeah, they say 50-50 balls. That's how the hot term. No, J.J. Smith, it's 80-20 balls.
Right.
We got a 20 ball.
He needs to, he's playing against different corners. This isn't high school, so, and I know he goes against the Buckeye corners all the time, but he needs to work on that. It's almost like maybe he didn't think he was live or going to get the ball on that play, till it was too late. Maybe that was the case. But you should always be ready. It's not an excuse. So, yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. For me, I'm going bad. This might be a reach. You guys can call me off the dogs. But special teams, that was bad.
Yeah.
Not
that
great,
was pretty
Bob.
fucking bad. How many kicks in a row going out of bounds do we need to see before we try something new? Can these punters kick off of a tee, or can we do drop kicks? Something.
Especially after he was getting it. You saw him getting his ass reamed out after the second one.
Yeah, he's like saying about wind.
Right.
You could read Ryan Day's lips. He says,
"What
what fucking wind?"
Yeah.
He was right. It's 90 degrees out, man.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, they kick, and they're trying to kick it so the guy running towards the sideline to catch it, kind of takes the momentum out. If you can't fucking execute it, kick the ball straight and trust that you have 11 good athletes on the field or 10 other good athletes on the field to make tackles. Don't try to keep running that coffin corner kickoff.
No, I think the strategy has been to just kick it in the end zone. Don't risk the return at all.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's
ideally,
been the strategy over the first two games. So it's like this ding dong just shanking it or something. I don't know.
I know we have 2 punters on the roster. I'm
on
sure there's going to be
on the
Three.
on the
Okay,
third
well-
one, I was like, let's check with this kid's bookie. What the fuck's is he trying to get these guys to cover? What's going on?
Yeah.
I thought that it had to be an injury, like this kid's got a leg issue, and he's just janking it to the left.
Yeah,
He's got a
just
bad
kick-
driver. You switch out his driver.
Well,
punters-
go ahead, Jeff.
I say the punters are always, they work on their directional punting, that coffin corner kick or whatever. You're trying to kick it, you high, let your team go down there, or low line drive and let it roll. So the punters, it's just kickoff. It's not field goals where there's a lot more technique and stuff like that, more practice needed. I'm sure they're gonna be running through everybody that has a kicker cleat on their fucking right foot is gonna be running through this week, working on. Hey, we want this type of kickoff. This type.
Right.
This, and
Right.
I'm sure they're gonna show, let everybody try, because you can't have 3 you can't have 3 of those.
Yeah.
One.
Some open competitions here on campus.
I am sure.
Anybody from the soccer team want to come in here and slap some off the tee?
And coming off the bye, like he didn't did this guy go home for a week? I mean, it didn't no practice or what? Like, yeah, definitely that was bad or ugly.
Groin,
Either.
maybe got a tight groin.
I mean, and then on top of that, Ennis got his ass saved. He made a bonehead move down there, and that was just we were gifted that.
Exactly. He was, yeah.
Remember Jalen Marshall? He can break one, but he can also do some dumb shit back there trying to make something special.
It's that feast or famine kind of thing you get with good punt returners, You can get 6, or you could give it up inside your 20. But it's worth it a lot of times. Most times.
Yeah,
against
but that's
teams.
how you. I mean, against a shitty team where you're probably not going to have a problem, but right there's how you lose a game in the Big Ten.
Yeah, a close matchup game, definitely. You don't want to be doing that shit in the playoffs or Big Ten championship or against the cheaters or
just stop somebody. You just stop somebody on a big drive. They punt and you fumble it on your 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's like a 14-point swing.
I would imagine that having, and I'm sure there's going to be talk about. I'm sure there's going to be the Buckeye beat is going to be. Do you feel that you made a mistake? Not having a special teams coordinator and all those questions will come up because you got different coaches handling each job. I know Laurinaitis handles the kickoff. If James Laurinaitis is in charge of telling this guy how to kick the ball off, that's a mistake. Because that's like that's a poor execution from the kid. They told him what to do. He knows they know he knew what to do. He just didn't. Execute it.
It's not strategy or coaching. It's execution.
And poor decisions by Ennis. That's just the poor decision.
Execution again.
Poor execution.
Like the sun could have been a problem. It was obviously a noon game, so maybe I heard some of the beat writers complaining about the high sun or whatever, but still, it looked like he took his eyes off of that as it came into him, and plus he had defenders bearing down on him.
Then get the hell away from it.
Right,
guys.
Right,
guys. I returned punts in high school. I fumbled a ball at the 5, and in a 55-0 game against Fort Clinton, I made it 55-7 because I fumbled a punt at the 7-yard line. Now I was able to redeem myself.
That's why I didn't cover. Damn it.
But Ennis is, to exclude myself from Brandon Ennis because we're about equal in athletic ability. I then broke off a 62-yard touchdown run to make it 62-7. So I redeemed myself.
Did you just say you guys are equal in athletic?
Well, roughly, yeah, pretty much. I mean,
roughly, yeah.
Yeah, the coaches didn't rough. Yeah, if the coaches didn't.
You gonna back him up on that?
I'm not. No. You're on that one. Yeah.
I'm just saying, but as returning punts though, sometimes when the guys are coming, you're already looking at your hole. You're looking at
exactly.
Where's
I'm
your first
just
move?
saying,
Because you got to.
I get it.
So
I get it.
it's
that's fine, but
not,
you don't need the points. Practice how you play. Do the
yeah,
right
not an
thing
excuse.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yep. Not an excuse. Just fair catch it. Call it so you don't have to worry about avoiding guys. Fair catch
Exactly.
it. Just take it.
If
Just
it's
take the
that
catch.
close, play it safe. You don't
I,
want to
I,
get lit up or clotheslined.
I think the next 5 balls I return, next 5 punts, I all fair catch it. You know what I mean? Just to
Makes sense.
yeah.
All right, so let's circle back around. Did everybody do their bad? Jeff, did you do your bad?
Yep.
All right. Circle back around. We're doing good, bad, and ugly, folks, to keep you in the loop. Ugly, Shawn, this is not a personal attack on you.
So actually, I had ugly what you had for your bad. I had the special teams.
It applies. Yeah, it applies there too.
but I can throw something new out there. I'll go with the pass rush. To only record 1 sack in this game, I felt was less than stellar. And when we made Earl the Pearl fucking look good, and we made this little Metcalf kid. Tip of the hat to that Metcalf kid, though. Someone always steps up on these smaller teams we plays and balls out. And that
it's their highlight game.
Kid's a baller.
Yeah.
This will
Yeah,
be
you
on their
can ball
highlight
back,
tape when they send it to the NFL.
Yep.
For sure. Hey, because he's making plays against maybe
Ohio State,
6, 7, 8 first-round draft picks possibly
Right.
over the next couple years.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I just
Ugly.
thought the pass rush just didn't get
that-
there.
That's fair. If I don't know if you guys heard my daily blitz this morning, I went in pretty hard on Sonny Styles. I know that he's the chosen one and all that. He's 6'4", 240, the freak, moves around like a stud, maybe 6'5", I don't care. But he had 3 missed tackles in one game. 3 missed tackles. By a linebacker, you cannot have that. I hope James Laurinaitis ripped him a new one. I don't care who his fucking dad is. All right. His dad was a great player, but
His dad might have ripped him one too.
I would assume because he watches film with his dad. I assume his dad probably gave him more than Laurinaitis did, maybe. But regardless, 3 missed tackles in one game by one player cannot happen. The Buckeyes as a total had 7 for the game. Again, that's way too many. You cannot have that. You cannot have guys at linebacker especially missing tackles, multiple tackles. That is a killer. And Sonny did not have a great game. Terrible in coverage. Did not do well in the run game. They didn't really blitz him much at all. And that's the other thing. So my ugly is basically the entire defense. I was not pleased with this entire show that the defense put on. From the coach, Jim Knowles, to the team, all the way down. Jim Knowles called a very vanilla, no blitzing, boring, simple defense, and it wasn't executed. That's the problem. They blitzed Jeff. So when that starting quarterback was in the game, remember they knocked him out in third quarter, something like that?
Yep.
So he was in for 21 drop back passes. They only blitzed him 5 times in the game.
That seems like I thought that seems like a higher number than I thought from just watching the game.
5 times he was blitzed. That can't happen. I mean and it was obvious in the first half that Jim Knowles was just putting out a vanilla defense. These guys weren't moving around. They weren't even playing with emotion or the same energy that they were against Western Michigan just 2 weeks ago. You notice that? Ransom's the only guy out there really balling, in my opinion.
I would say Ransom was one guy that flashed as he has been, flashing and making plays.
Yeah.
You're right, Joe. You saw a lot of that. And with those 3-step, those shotgun, those 1-2 step throws.
Some were 0 step. Yeah.
Yes, right. And you have to bring pressure to get that, because if you're only rushing 4, they're not going to get to him. And then you got Curry getting to him, but then dropping his head, helmet to helmet.
Play to finish that drive for him.
Jack almost had one too. He hit him. It was. I guarantee that ref was like holding that flag. It was close. On a crossing route, crossing routes. There's a lot of those. So I mean, but there was a day late, dollar short on the pass rush. You're right. You gotta be able to generate pass rush. It reminded me a lot of the Western Kentucky game last year. Whereas when they were moving the ball, when they were executing, they were, catching the shotgun, one step, delivering the ball to a short pass, and then get those sustained drives. A lot of work to do this week.
The 13-play, 75-yard drive right off the top of the game. Why? It's the first series of the game, and you're letting them just walk down the field for 75 yards? Did you not watch any? It looked to me like they were not ready. They did not watch any tape of this team. They were just coming in cold, and these guys just caught them completely off guard. That can't happen. That can't fucking happen.
And that's what they run. That's that air raid. 4 or 5 receivers.
They actually dialed down the tempo. They took the tempo down a notch and didn't go. They were running the clock down.
You're right.
And then you had another 9-play, 65 yards. That to finish the first half, tack on the bonehead targeting, whatever that was.
Put them in the red zone. Put them at the 15, I think. After that,
they scored a touchdown with 6 seconds left in the half. So,
I guess the only shining light to that is Curry got it. Curry got it in the first half, so he's not suspended the first half of the next game.
Yeah.
I guess, by 6 seconds he made it. But
yeah. Still.
All
right.
So poor technique there again.
Yep. Ugly. Let's go to you, Jeff, while you're up. Ugly for you. Shawn had the pass rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got basically the whole defense.
Yeah. Marshall's offense, 6 of 11 on third downs, 1 of 2 on 4 downs.
There you go.
Ugly for a defense like ours, with the talent, with the scheme, with everything that we supposedly have. That is ugly to give up that kind of percentage to a Marshall team that had a few good ball players. But at some point we got to regroup and figure out what they're doing and change it, because we have athletes across the board on every matchup better than them.
Yeah,
that was ugly.
I talked about it on my Daily Blitz this morning on Marshall's offense. Points per game, they put up 14. They did that against us. This is average so far this season. Yards per game, 273. They put up 264 on us. So basically the same. Yards per play, 4.1. They put up 3.8 on us. Third down conversions on the season, 34%. Against us, 39%. Rushing yards, 138.5. Against us, 125. You see where I'm going with this? Against us, they were still continuing their average. Yeah. We were not doing anything to stop them. Passing yards, 139 we let them get. They average 135. And these averages are horrible across the country. I'm talking points per game. That's 114th in the country. Yards per game, 120th in the country. Yards per play, 120th. Third down conversion, 87th. Rushing yards per game, 79th. Completion percentage, 125th. Yards per game passing, 120th. And we still let them hit those numbers.
And what's the talent level of the first 2 teams that they played this season? You know what I'm saying? Compared to our defense. Like,
they played Vodtech.
But Vodtech's defense, I mean, you know what I'm saying? They played Vodtech, yes. But we did not. The defense that we put out there on that field should have been performing way better than the previous teams they played. So
that's my point.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of elephants in the room to get addressed in those coaches' meetings this week. I'm sure.
I hope so, man, because things are going to have to change drastically.
Well, I think a big hole. I think a big hole that goes underappreciated that makes everybody look worse is Tyleik Williams being out.
Very fair.
It showed. I wouldn't have thought it would have been that big of that noticeable against Marshall, but it was.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
definitely was.
Yeah, no doubt
What's
about
the
it.
word on him, Joe? Have you heard?
He didn't even warm up, so it could
I
be
didn't even.
a
Okay.
multiple week issue. Sounds like it's a shoulder. If you think back to the previous weeks where they kept Donovan Jackson out and Cody Simon, those guys still warmed up before the game,
Yeah, just didn't want to push it. Yeah.
but not this case. So that tells me that maybe Tyreek isn't even ready yet.
No, that could be.
And
That could be
you're right,
signs of.
Shawn. Shawn brings up a great point. I mean, the backups, the D tackle depth was a big question mark we had going into the fall camp and into the season. And it was not good enough by Hero Canoe, Jason Moore, Caden McDonald. It was not good enough.
Uh,
I was shocked that Hero Canoe was the next up. I didn't know.
When he
I didn't.
started.
Yeah. I told him out there. I'm like, whoa. What 93? Where's 91? But I didn't. I didn't know Canoe. But Canoe didn't really. I didn't see him really do anything. I don't remember a play that he made. Now I was drinking heavily, but he did nothing flashed from him. I don't think anything from the interior of that line. Lot to be discussed this week. Lot to be worked on. I'm kind of glad we still won comfortably. Offense shined and did what they're supposed to do. So it's not the world's ending type shit, but a lot to be addressed, and hopefully they get refocused. With the defense, they get in their ass a little bit. The coaches, through those guys, and I would predict a bounce back next week because they're probably getting your ass chewed all week. You get a little angry. You want to take it out on somebody. So I expect a good performance next week. But if we see some of that same shit next week, now you're like you're wondering about depth. What's our depth and can we afford to play depth? What kind of where's our defense at?
Yeah, looking at the PFF grades from the D tackles, everybody graded out right at like 60. Taiwan Malone, the elder statesman, really graded out the best of the D tackles, and we saw a couple good flashes there against the run. He graded out a 76 against the run. That's awesome. But then you had Hero Canoe with a 60, Mensa with a 60, Caden McDonald 64.6, Jason Moore 63.1, Will Smith 58.9. So everybody they brought in, which was substantial, they brought in a lot of guys in run defense, especially. They just didn't get the job done except for Taiwan Malone.
Yeah, I think that tells them a lot. They were trying to find, all right, which one of these guys is going to step up? Which one was try another one, and so Larry Johnson's going to have to go back to the drawing board. Do you look at maybe moving do you try to move JT inside on some packages and you're bringing in Melton off the edge or a Curry or Jackson? So
well, JT's not doing shit on the outside, so I would try him anywhere.
That was my next statement. Yes, just trying to sum up, especially if we're looking at Tyreek as a multiple weeks out, there may be some shuffling going around, and maybe I don't know. I'm not sure where they go there because
I don't think they'll do that, but I do see.
I'm talking about just some packages and certain just changing up looks more often. Getting another edge rusher out there and seeing if JT, he's always been great against the run from the edge. So
yeah, he's strong side.
But he's not. But yes, he's not a D tackle. I'm not trying to say change positions, nothing like that. But just something. JT in that Tyreek spot. I bet he's probably still going to be execute better than what were the guys you just ran through. You just said the PFF grades on all of them.
Right.
I think JT would be at least that, if not more, and with the potential of being a big play guy.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll hear what the coaches say. What Day says this week, and where they're kind of leaning maybe.
Okay, before we move off of the Marshall game, I want to get your takes because I think you probably have some strong opinions on this one, Shawn. Who should be the number 2 quarterback coming in for the Buckeyes?
Julian Sand.
There you go. I was waiting for that. That's what I was thinking too.
I agree.
I think
It looks like he's
most
ready.
of the
He looks
crowd is in agreement. I've heard a lot of comments I've gotten directly to me about basically who was it? Somebody I won't put him out there, but somebody called Devin Brown a bum. I think it's a bit much, but I think we have seen quite a bit of Devin, and we're not impressed. Is the point, right, Shawn?
I'm not super impressed. I haven't seen that much of the guy, frankly. I still feel probably right now though. I mean, I say saying I feel like saying's the future, but if if right now something were to happen to Howard, I would want Brown to go in.
Because of his running
I just
ability, escapability. What is it?
I, I don't know, just amount of time in the system.
Okay, a
I,
familiarity thing.
the experience, Julian. I would say Julian probably would be more for the be more likely to make a big play here and there, but more consistent would be with Devin Brown, especially if it's like in game. Like say Howard goes out second quarter with a leg injury, Devin Brown's coming in to
At
in
Penn
the middle of a
State.
drive, stuff like that.
At Penn State.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You want somebody that's going to have their wits about them going into a hostile environment, right?
Yeah, especially like it's in the middle of a drive, especially. Yeah, Devin Brown's gonna be coming in. But really, I mean,
He
you think
was
about those. You think about how unimpressed everybody is with Devin Brown's. Like we don't see that. I wonder how close was that competition, that quarterback competition, really. I mean, they played it. They played it to the end almost of who. We're still looking at all these guys getting a bunch of reps. I I can't see how it was actually that close to the coaches.
this
Unless
year or
Devin Brown.
last year,
No, this year. Well, this year. How about this year?
because it
But
seemed
like,
to be very close last year, and
is
that's
it something
scary.
that maybe is it something maybe that Devin Brown looks he doesn't he looks great in practice and he shows in practice that he's got what Will Howard has, but then when he gets into games it drops off. That's a big flaw for a quarterback, but maybe that's the case and that's why there's still maybe that's why it seemed to be like a close competition because Brown was a great practice player. I don't we don't see practice so we don't get those reports.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we're all in agreement then.
Yes.
Saying would be our number 2 to go in.
I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Um,
Sorry, that's a reason.
not yet for me.
Not yet for saying.
I mean, actually, in a game like this, I would like to see Sayin in there. But again, if it's if it's a drive at Penn State or in Oregon in 2 weeks, I probably want Brown.
Okay. All right. That's very interesting. That it depends on the opponent, location, stuff like that. So, okay. I just wanted to get everybody's input on that. Anything else from the Marshall game we need to cover that I might have missed?
No, I mean, we covered all three of the receivers. I mean, we're showing more explosive plays from Tate and Ibuka. So
Yeah.
it's not just JJ on film making up the big plays. The running game is going to be a problem for any defense in the country. I don't give a shit who you are, Georgia,
Yeah.
whoever. You got a lot to deal with right there.
I was impressed by the variety of looks in the running game, and just the creativity. I mean, it looks a lot different. Except
I
for the
think
pitch,
Chipper- I think
pitch
just
into
getting
the
started, too.
boundaries, not my favorite. But
I think Chip's just getting started with that. I think he's bringing more along. We might see all kinds of cool shit come Penn State, Oregon.
yeah, the playbook has not been opened yet.
Mm-mm. I hope not.
No, definitely.
I mean,
not.
we're doing what we're supposed to do these teams, but we're not doing.
We saw the
I
T
think-
formation down by the goal line.
I loved it.
None of them carried the ball, but who knows what could happen in the future.
Putting it on film, though. Putting it on film.
They're both running hard too. Like if you just notice,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
they're both
Yeah.
running hard.
They are, so fucking hard. They're finishing runs. Yeah,
I think the best thing for Travion Anderson was getting Quinshawn in here. I think you're gonna bring. I think that's bringing out the best in both of them, especially Trey. I think Trey having that
Yeah.
Not the pressure of, hey, down, hey, left, it's just you 30 carries a game. I think the best move we did for Trey's growth and success is bringing in Quinshon. So
Yeah.
that's, like I said, they're going to be a problem. Our running game will be a problem for anybody. If we can play defense and run the ball, you're going to be in every game this year.
And
And
yeah, the forced missed tackles is one of the things I always look at when I do the grades on for the offense on, was it Monday? I don't know. Who cares? 4 forced missed tackles for both Quinshon and Trey, but Trey just had 6 carries, still 4 forced missed tackles. That's huge. And then yards after contact, 7.67 for Trey. After his first hit, he goes for fucking almost 8 more. Quinshon, again, 4 missed tackles. He goes for 4.86 after contact. That's rare. That's rarefied area. And both of them had, let's see, breakaway runs. Trey had 2 over 15, and Quinshon 3 over 15. Again, Quinshon with the buck 73 going off. It's beautiful to watch. So, okay. Anything else? Let's move on to. We're on to East Landfill. We're on to Cincinnati.
You want to touch any of those other games?
Oh, you want
that
to talk
this
nationally?
weekend?
Yeah. I'd love to. We can't go too deep because we got to get people ready for going to Spartyville.
Just
Nobody's going to see it
things.
because it's on the Peacock app, so they can think about it.
I have that, but
Yeah.
hats off. I just want to say hats off to your alma mater, BG.
Yeah.
BG went to Happy Valley and lost by 7, and then went to College Station and lost by 6.
Yeah.
That's a heroic effort, and well done, Falcons.
That's right.
And in the same breath, I'll give you, Shawn, I give you your alma mater a little bit of props. Toledo looks, who's a better chance of winning that conference? Is it Toledo or BG? Are they the top 2?
NIU maybe, but Toledo just lost to Western Kentucky.
BG's
After they beat
0-2.
Mississippi State.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, BG doesn't look good, but
Well, Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame.
Buffalo, Northern, yeah. Well, that was a
Buffalo
couple
beat
weeks ago.
them, yeah.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, they're a Power 5 team now, or a Power 5 conference, right? In
Who?
essence, we're kind of saying
MAC?
that. Yeah, the MAC. They're beating up on these guys. I would say they're better than the Big 12 in some cases.
Yeah, Maxon's going to be exciting this year on Tuesday night.
Miami of
Whatever
Ohio
they play. I don't know.
didn't do so
The bottom
well,
of the
but-
MAC, your other school, like Kent and Akron, though, are just trash. They're just trash.
Kent is my fade school. Whoever they're playing, I take the spread with the other team. And I know James Franklin's one of those guys that pays attention to the scores, or the spreads. So, yeah. So, all right, let's look quickly across the landscape of college football this past weekend before we get into the Sparty game. You got Illinois going into Nebraska, beating the piss out of them.
Overtime win. What a game.
Impressive.
I didn't watch it, but I saw the ending. Ravioli. I thought, and this was one of my best bets for the weekend. I had Illinois. They were getting 7.5. It was easy. That's a good defense right there, man.
They definitely, their defense keeps them in games. They make plays. Their quarterback delivered the ball in the end zone, whereas Raiola, he missed one. He had the guy put too much on it. He just trying to lob it over.
Yeah.
I saw just the very end of that game. I wasn't watching the whole thing, but following the score. But impressive Illinois. Over what Nebraska has shown already this season.
Yeah.
Very big impressive. Going to Lincoln like that.
I think those are 2 really solid teams. I don't think either one of them is a national championship caliber, but I think those are tough outs, man. They'll play football. Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, us beating Nebraska is going to be a quality win. I bet. It's going to look at
Sure, they're going to be
Nebraska's
ranked.
probably,
Yeah.
they'll probably stick around there, even with the loss. They'll probably stick around that
Yeah,
top 20 to 25.
22 this week, so yeah.
May drop out, but I think they'll be back in. I think there's going to be a lot of teams in Big Ten.
Yeah. How about Tennessee, Oklahoma? Did you guys watch that?
Yes, it was on at the bar I was at. I did like 9 hours in the bar Saturday.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oklahoma doesn't have any offense. Oklahoma has no offense. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I mean, I was surprised that Tennessee was holding them. It was they were holding them to 6 in the fourth quarter, I think. I didn't know Tennessee. I don't know Tennessee's team at all. I know the quarterback, and I know they got some weapons on offense, but I didn't know their defense was. I didn't think they were going to be holding to under 10 points in Oklahoma.
That's the question: is Tennessee's defense good, or does Oklahoma not have an offense?
That's probably 50-50.
We don't know that answer yet. I don't think.
Right.
So 25-15 there. Number 6 Tennessee might move up in the polls. We'll see about that.
Oh yeah. SEC school. Yeah. SEC.
Tennessee's certainly getting my attention.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
they're rising. I feel like, and then if you get to the next game, Mizzou barely beating Vandy in OT, I think it was.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I thought a lot of Mizzou, but I mean they barely beat someone else the other week. Boston
I'm not
College.
impressed. How are they number 7? I don't think that's going to last, but they do have a cupcake schedule for an SEC team.
Yeah, they avoided. Sometimes one of the schools avoids like 4 of the big dogs. But that's a Missouri not being very good. There's no Vanderbilt being a tough out kind of talk. Vanderbilt's not good. Mizzou is kind of showing they're not very good either.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. They got Bama coming up. They got Oklahoma coming up, so they might get brought back down to earth where they belong. What else here? Penn State goes big over Kent State. We got to talk about the cheaters. The Trojans coming in to violate the cheaters. That was ugly in that first half. I watched this entire game.
Same old Lincoln Riley. What a.
Yeah. Go ahead. Say it.
The deep. You're gonna let them go down there and just run the ball the entire game, and then drive down and not go. I don't know. He's not for me. Not for me.
Yeah. That defense is not back. We can establish that, right?
Yes.
No, that's the thing. Like, that's what I was telling the Michigan fans. I know. If you guys can run the ball for 250 or so, and not turn the ball over with the quarterback, you're going to be in this game. Because USC, I didn't think they had the defense yet. I thought Michigan would be able to run on them. Michigan was able to run on them.
Yep.
It was exciting though. I mean, as far as if you're not rooting for either team to win or lose,
or financially invested.
It was exciting to watch, But it just showed it neon lights. USC soft.
So the cheaters go for 322 on offense, 290 of that on the ground.
Exactly.
So I sealed that Alex Orji passing yards player prop easily of 124.5. Lock of the week. I went big on that one.
Congrats.
Yeah. So 32 yards passing.
I heard from Michigan fans already. Bench Orji, go back to Warren, and then another Michigan fan said, "Fuck it, we won, go blue, play fucking Davis, play the freshman." So I'm like, what you guys are like bipolar, man.
But at least with Orji, they know they can run their offense the way they want to run it.
I feel this is their best chance.
This is their safest option, right?
And without the All-American tight end, so not even they don't even have the safety blanket. They definitely don't have a downfield threat, but they didn't even have the
can't get it there anyway. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I thought Loveland would be
not
the
a run blocker. He's not a run blocker. He's actually a hindrance on the field. He hurts.
So maybe they're seeing it. Hey, when we got our 2 other tight ends in with our 6 linemen, we can run the ball. But there's no threat. There's no threat down the field. I didn't even know the names of the two of the receivers. I couldn't tell you. They don't have any. So that's a defense
They
like
got
ours.
Samaj Morgan, and that's about
James.
it.
That's James Morgan to you and me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mullings is their best running back by far.
Yeah.
That's not a question right now. That is not a question. Deadwards is dead in the water.
I think we established this last week or the week before that Mullings is your bell cow, your Blake Corum, if you will.
Oh yeah. It keeps going.
It helps when guys are afraid to tackle him.
Or just not
really
good
helps.
at tackling. Yeah, USC doesn't. They don't have good defensive players.
How do you let that last drive was
You know he's running the ball.
disgusting.
You know they're not throwing it.
Yes. They can't.
You know he's not
They
throwing it.
physically
Yeah.
cannot throw
They
the
ran
fucking ball.
the one read option fake, and that ball was like there was no chance of that ball being completed. He threw it nowhere near the guy, and that was the only ball they even attempted to pass.
It gives me heart palpitations. I just picture Michigan running the ball down our throat like this. There's nothing you can do about it, and it makes me uncomfortable.
I can't see it. I can't see
they're
them being
facing a USC D line. This is not the same. So,
But what is the Ohio State D line without Tyreek? I mean, we got to see it. I mean, we need to see it. I think it's better. I think it's fine. I think it's way better than USC's without Tyreek. But show us, prove it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Is Sparty going to put 150, 180 yards on the ground against us, or you know what? Or how is our next game going to look against a team that's going to try to run the ball on us? If Tyreek's out, teams are going to try to run the ball, kill the clock, keep the ball away from us. So I mean, we're going to get tested. We're going to get a chance to prove we can correct some of our errors from this past week. So, but we're going to have to do
videos of these assholes for USC wrapping up Mullings inside his own 35. The dude has his arms around Mullings' thighs and just slides down the stripper pole.
Oh.
It is fucking disgusting. Christ. And he's off to the races, sets him up inside the red zone to win the ball game here with less than a minute left. So puke in my mouth. Anyway, let's talk about more fun things. Got anything?
Is Miami for real?
Can't say that. Who have they beat?
I mean,
Florida.
Florida doesn't count. Florida's borderline dog shit.
Dead man walking there.
Dead man walking.
A&M. They beat Florida A&M, Ball State, and now USF actually has a program that's coming together. I'm not saying that they're going to be great or anything, but
I'll step up from those other two schools for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's see what I want to see them. They got Vatech. This Saturday, Miami has Vatech. It's a home game, so that doesn't mean anything for Miami.
Good test of their offense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in North Miami, so not a home game. After that, they got a cushy schedule. Honestly, they could easily go
Florida State. I think Florida State was one of the best ones on the schedule late. They don't have Clemson, right?
But not anymore. I wouldn't say Florida State's their toughest game going
forward.
Do
they have BC?
Nope.
Oh, lucky bitches.
Vatech and Syracuse are the toughest games they got.
The Fighting McCourts.
Maybe
Fighting McCourts.
Yeah, you're going to have to cheer for Kyle McCord again, as much as we don't want to. So, all right, let's get into this. We're going to get to your comments, folks. Thank you for hanging in there, and your predictions for the Georgia-Bama game, which is the big one this coming weekend. Again, Georgia, 2-point favorite going into Tuscaloosa.
I think the last time Bama was the underdog at home was 2012 with LSU. I'm guessing. That's the last time I remember. That's the last time I remember them being underdogs at home. Remember they played again for the national title. That game, it was like 9-6, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I got a quick question before we move on to this Michigan State pregame. Did you guys listen to the announcers of the Ohio State game, Joel Klatt? I'm getting a lot of feedback that people hate him now. Like Buckeye fans hate Joel Klatt. He went off.
I was commenting actually to my son during that game that
Yeah.
yeah, Joe, yeah. I forget what it was about, but I'm like, yeah, launch that guy to the moon.
Wow. Now you're talking serious.
Like I said, I didn't. I know it wasn't great where I was, Joe. But we didn't play great. I mean, he's probably calling out like Herbie used to do, calling us out for playing like dog shit or making mistakes, the missed tackles, the punts, the kickoffs. There was a lot of stuff for an announcer to not pat Ohio State on the back for.
I
Play
understand.
better. I mean, if we play better, they're going to talk better.
I
And
get your point.
I didn't think Klatt was. I don't think he's got an axe to grind or something, anything like that. That's his company's bread and butter is us, as far as Fox. So.
No, I think he was just I don't know. Again, I can't even remember what it was, but I'm sure if you Google it, it's out there. And
Okay.
yeah, I mentioned it. I'm like, what a douche.
I keep my audio down low. I don't try and listen to the. I can see what's happening. I don't need them adding, stupid stories to it.
Anytime I listen to if Gus Johnson breaks out of you got barbecue back there, I want to be able to hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're right, Joe. You're right. But I mean, Klatt was probably we're 39.5 point favorites or 40 point favorites, whatever, and we're giving up a 13-play drive to start the game. Talk shit, yeah. Buckeyes, he's like just like the coaches are to the players. These guys are not focused. They're not making their plays. Blah blah blah.
I don't know the context of what
I
was being
can't
said.
remember either because
So-
if that was it, Jeff, and it was just
non-issue.
emotional reaction, I agree with you. Yeah, they got to sell that shit for 4 hours.
Yeah, it's a non-issue. I think. I don't think it's. I mean, they're going to have us again. We're going a couple more times. Big noon. We're going to be there.
Right.
I don't. If we play like Ohio State, like come out and dominate what we're supposed to do, offense, defense, special teams, all across the board. I don't think he's going to be, still making jabs or anything like that. Now, if he does, and we're in a blowout and we're playing great, then there's something. Then it's there. So
Yeah.
we played like we played like a lot of shit in a lot of areas. We just scored a lot of points. So
Yeah.
I
don't. Again, it's just
Play better.
out of context. It's just general comments that I have no idea exactly what was said. So I've heard it a lot today, coming out of yesterday's game. So all right, let's get into this Michigan State game. 7 o'clock on the Peacock app. Oh, so if you want another reason to mute your audio, if you have the Peacock app, Colt McCoy will be on the call. So that will be very much a Buckeye favored announcer. Not really. So, mute that. Turn on Big Daddy Paul Keels and let him get sexual in your ears. We got number 3, the Buckeyes, coming in to Spartyville, East Landfill. Sparty's 3-1, 1-0 in the Big Ten.
And blew
Hey, Coach
it
John.
against BC.
Right, I was going to cover that, their recent game.
That's how you had him on the ropes too. First game of the season.
Yeah, Jonathan Smith, first year was at Oregon State. We know, led them to 25 victories in 3 seasons. That's not bad. Sparty was 4-8 last year under Mel Tugger. I said Tugger. They lost to BC 23-19 last night. Aiden Childs, he led Michigan State into BC territory and was picked in the end zone by Max Tucker? This can't be the same Tucker, right? It has to be a different Tugger. Anyway, picked in the end zone to finish
Probably not
the game.
Mel's son. I'm guessing it's probably not Mel's son.
Yeah. 23-19. BC comes back late to beat Sparty most recently. Again, Aiden Childs, though, putting up numbers against, Power 5 teams. Did have 3 picks. That's not great, Bob, when you're not putting it in the end zone. Did have 1 touchdown rushing.
Is that 7 on the season now for old Aiden Childs?
Oh, let's touch him up here.
Wolf.
Yeah. 4 TDs, 7 picks. Is that a bad ratio? Not good.
Not great.
Yeah. Running the ball, they're doing okay. They got that K-Ron Lynch Adams from UMass. He was at one point crystal balled to the Buckeyes over the spring, summer.
After spring, yeah, I thought that was a done deal. The way some of the guys were talking.
Yeah. So when you can get a Quinshon Judkins, I think you pass on a K-Ron Lynch Adams.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They probably didn't think Quinshon was, they didn't know that was going to be happening. And as soon as they knew we got Quinshon, hey, we don't need you, bud. Sorry. Disregard that last time.
New phone. Who dis?
Yeah. Disregard that last time.
Who dis?
Yeah. So receiving, they're putting up some numbers, man. I mean, you got Foster, you got Veiling. I remember Veiling. He's been around.
I don't remember really any of these guys except for Nick Marsh did not play.
What's up with him? Is he injured?
He was, but I thought there was a chance he played this week. So I don't know if it's if it was just 1 week out or what. But he's if he's playing, he's their best guy.
Yeah. Well, they went up against Maryland, and he had a great game. Nick Marsh, 8 catches, 194, and a touch. Seems like that would be your go-to guy, right? You got a Glover in there. You got a Foster Jr. You got another Veiling. And running the ball, who's Nate Carter? I don't know this guy. 11 carries, 59. Lynch Adams, 10 for 46. But Aiden Childs, 363 against Maryland. That's a Big Ten team. 3 touchdowns, of course, the proverbial and expected 2 picks.
I think a lot of Childs coming with his coach from Oregon State, the same offense, familiarity.
They brought the OC too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he had those issues at Oregon State too. But familiarity with the offense, you rack up a bunch of yards, but still not a great decision maker, which causes the interceptions. But knowing the offense and knowing which receiver where to look and getting those, you rack up yards, but you still are not good enough to not throw picks. Kind of how
OC Bob Sindelin, is that his name? Sindelin?
Hey, with confidence, sounds right.
No, that's from Fletch. Sorry, I was crossing the lines. Brian Lindgren, he was with Jonathan Smith at Oregon State. They want to line up and beat people at the line of scrimmage, allegedly. Then they want to hit you with some shot plays downfield. Looks like they occasionally do that. They just don't know where those shot plays are going. Sometimes they go to the green jerseys, sometimes others.
He's going to be a problem, though. I mean, he runs around pretty adeptly. The thing is, when he's out there, he'll make bad decisions and throw across his body or do, try to make a throw that he can't make.
Yeah. A typical college girl at a bar.
But the
you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Jeff.
He's not afraid to pull it down and run. And we're going to see the best Aiden Childs to date.
Okay. All right. Well, I got some rankings for you. The Buckeye offense versus the Michigan State defense. So overall, I went through these earlier. I would say, generally speaking, they're in the middle of the country in most of their offensive and defensive stats. So, and they played one more game than us, right? They played 4, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, but they usually break it down by per game.
Yeah. Well, I'm going by average, so yes. Points per game. The Buckeyes are first in the country. Sparty gives up 33rd in the country, 19 points a game. Yards per game, Buckeyes are third in the country at 552. Sparty gives up 26th in the country with 293. Yards per play, the Buckeyes are fourth in the country at 8.5. Sparty allows 4.2. That's 20th in the country, so not terrible. These guys are decent. Now, third down conversions is an issue for Sparty here. They allow, they're 72nd in the country, allowing 40% of third down conversions.
and we haven't been great.
Rushing yards per game. They only allow 123.3. That's 47th, so not bad. But the Buckeyes are 9th with 241. So, and then passing yards per game. I'm not going to hit all the stats. I'm trying to keep it high level here. 32nd in the country. Sparty is allowing 169.7 per game passing. But the Buckeyes put up 311. That's 15th in the country.
Yeah.
So, again, they're in the, I would say, top half of the country in most of these defensive stats.
Well, good. Maybe we'll get a little credit for the win. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, who knows? And then on offense, when their offense is going against our defense, I'll keep it simple here. Sparty puts up 20.7. That's 90th in the country. Not so good. Buckeyes are second in the country, allowing 6.7 points per game. Yards per game, Sparty is 60th with 385. The Buckeyes are second in the country, allowing 182.
Yeah.
Yards per play, we're second as well. They're 52nd. Third downs, they're 45th. We're 17th on defense. Rushing, 145 per game for Sparty. That's 74th in the country. Buckeyes are 7th, allowing 68 yards per game. And passing yards, Sparty puts up 239. That's 50th in the country. Buckeyes allow 113. That's 4th. So that's what we're looking at. Seems like another game where we can get plenty of hands-on balls, which is obviously the goal for any man and anybody playing defense. So they brought in some transfers here. They got 5 returning starters on offense, 10 on defense, but Phil Steele has them ranked in the Big Ten. Their quarterbacks are ranked 15th, running backs 17th. That's out of 18, folks. 9th on the receivers, O-line 17th, D-line 11th, linebackers, 6th, DBs 17th, ding, 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 and special teams 9th.
Wow.
So do you see some weak spots there?
Well, the D-line and the DBs are both really bad in Big Ten rankings, according to Steele.
Yeah.
But the linebackers are ranked really, really high. The stats you were laying out, what they rank nationally, would kind of show me that the defense is overall. I mean, 10 returning starters, but if people would say that and it sounds like a great number, what if those 10 weren't that fucking good last year? And there's nobody. They don't have anybody better to take their spots. Yeah, so you got a guy that wasn't good last year coming back because nobody's better. So if they're gonna, the linebackers are good, the DB sucks, the D line sucks. That means we can do what the fuck we want to do. It should, right?
Yeah.
We want to run. We want to run. We can run. We can run a pass. We can run a pass. So it should be another big offense game for us. Our defense needs to get their head out of their ass. What's the spread on this game, Joe?
Oh, you want to get into the score predictions? We can do that.
Let's get to it. The fuck's party.
All right.
Let's go.
Stop fucking around, right?
Yeah.
I'm just double checking to see if it's updated in the last hour. 24.5. Over under of 49.
Oh, really? The over under 49. That's it.
Yeah.
So they're saying that Buckeyes they're gonna keep the Buckeyes kind of contained below their averages. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure I believe that.
ESPN has it at 24.5, over under 50.5.
Okay. All right, gotcha. All right, so 49.5. All right. I don't think either one of those is going to play. I don't think the hook on either one is going to play in the factor here.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. You're on it.
42. 42-13.
Okay. Is this
Buckeyes
ever
roll.
close? Is this ever close in the first half? You think the defense?
I mean, we might be up. Yeah, I think it might be 7-0 when they get the ball.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see it being close. I think the defense comes back and we take it to Sparty in their house, which we do all the time. We're gonna look a lot better. I think there's turnovers on defense. I think the defense, they come up pissed off. There's turnovers, there's big plays. All offense is all healthy. There's really no change in any personnel on offense. We're going to be able to do what we want to do. We had two of our three receivers, put the flash for themselves. JJ's already a problem. We roll big.
Sorry, but I got some breaking news. This is not good. Well, depends on how you look at it. Anyway, LSU linebacker Harold Perkins is expected to miss the remainder of the 2024 season after suffering a knee injury against UCLA. I thought he was going pro after this year.
Oh yeah, he definitely was. That might be something like a Bosa situation, like a Nick Bosa. Like he's got a tweak and he's like, "We're shutting down. We're shutting it down. We're first round draft pick. We're shutting it down."
I hope it's that.
Maybe.
I hope it's that.
I don't know. I'm not doubting LSU's, but yeah, he's a top 15 pick. I mean, he's number one. I think he might be the number one edge rusher on the board. The rankings of these draft analysts. So he might just be shutting down. But I would suck if he's injured, which may hurt his draftability. But
right.
That sucks for them.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. I just saw it on the Twitter machine. All right, Henry, what do you got for your score prediction? Buckeyes by 24.5.
Yeah, I'm like right there. I've got Jeff's close. I got 42-17. That defense,
okay.
that defense. I did have 42-10, and after what I saw on those long drives, I had to move my line.
Less faith in the defense, huh?
Well, and that being said, I do think the last I don't know how many times we played Sparty. We absolutely spanked them pretty much since those D'Antonio days.
Right.
And I think after a slow start last week, I think Ohio State comes out and jumps all over them right away, and it's ugly.
Okay.
It better be.
Great minds, Joe. Great minds. Think alike. Get on board.
Yeah. Buckeyes have 8 straight wins, 7 consecutive covers. Buckeyes outgained Sparty 614 to 202 and held the Spartans to 7 rushing yards in a 49-20 win last time they met. So, yeah. I am actually calling for 0 touchdowns by the Spartans. I'm going 49-9er, and I think Ryan Day will not ever kick a field goal again this season if he can help it. 49-9, Buckeyes continue to plow into the end zone, and they might give up a few long-distance field goals because that's what Michigan State does. They kick long-distance field goals. Not for the win, though. So,
hey,
right,
Joe, real quick. Last week's this past game, score predictions. I thought my 55-14 was looking really nice.
Oh, let me see what we got here.
I forget what you guys had.
I think
I won that one.
What?
I had 47-6, Shawn 51-6, Jeff 55-14. I'll take the win.
Oh,
of course.
What?
Okay.
47-6.
Okay. Yeah. All right, you win. You're the host.
I win every week, guys. Come on. You haven't figured it out? All right. Let's do our microscopes, and then we quickly need to check on the chat here. I got to see what the hell's going on. There's a lot popping up. We got Billy and Sage, and then Buckeye Dog 22 all up in here. Odysseus, of course. Yeah. We got to get to these guys, and if we got time, we got to talk about our top 4 Big Ten teams to make it into the playoffs. So let's quickly microscopes. Jeff, offense and defense at the same time.
Okay. Running backs are looking great. I'll go. I'll go with Mecca. I'll go with Mecca. Continue. Keep making big plays. He had a great game. I don't know. I'm just picking somebody. I think the offense is clicking. The offense is running great. I'm just gonna watch for Mecca to keep establishing himself as that one of those top receivers in the country. Defense. Sonny Styles. Show us what we all think you're capable of. He doesn't make any big flash plays. I know he's learning new positions, whatever, but They put you there because they know you can do it. Sunny Styles, shine for us.
Okay, I like it. All right, Shawn, let's go to you. Offense and defense under your microscope.
All right, my picks are in honor of Nick Marsh. Again, probably the most talented kid that jumped off the field that I've seen play live in high school. True freshman. So if he's playing this week, my spotlight on offense is Jeremiah Smith, freshman against freshman. Let's see. Let's see who puts up more between the two.
I like that.
So yeah, I got Jeremiah Smith on offense, and staying in that same light,
Yep.
I'm taking Denzel Burke on defense to one, possibly shut down Marsh, and the way Childs likes to throw them picks, I expect him to get one. Maybe bait him a little bit when he's out there rolling around, scrambling around, doing dumb things.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
You're right.
so-
Denzel could be the reason they either stay in the game or the reason we blow them out. You're right. Yeah, good call, Shawn. Giving up big plays to Marsh could keep them in the game. Getting the turnovers that I was talking about could be the game stealer. Good call.
Okay, Jeff endorses those picks. I'm going with Travion on offense because I think we're due for one of those big Travion home runs, similar to Quinshawn last week with the big one. So I'm feeling Trey with a home run or two. If you want to swing a pass to him out in the flat, let him get going with nobody around. That's probably a recipe for success. And then Jack on defense. Going against this Fruit Loop, Childs, please. This freaking guy. I think Jack is going to touch him up nicely and ask him how he likes his ribs. So Jack living in the backfield again and knocking people out. So microscopes there. All right, let's get to the chat and we'll come back and do our top four here for the CFP. Billy said, yeah, Billy's in. He says, hey, Joe and Bros, all right. Billy says, I have no idea how to pick Bama, Georgia. Go with the dogs to cover. All right, so Billy's taking the dogs -2. Sage, Ohio. Sage is one of my favorite herbs of fall season. It's like, it reminds me of stovetop stuffing. Anyway, Sage says, hello, Buckeyes. Thought I was later. You're right on time. Left side of the O-line is moving people. Yeah, they're doing pretty well. Problem with the right side, though. There is an open competition that has been reopened, by the way, on the right side with Tegra and Austin Saraveld. Something to keep an eye on going forward. Sage says, Q is so fast his shadow has to catch up. I like that. That's funny. Well, I gotta pop these up on screen. I'm a dumbass. Pay attention. This is why we need a producer, man. You guys got any kids that want to be a producer on the show for free?
No.
Yeah.
All right. Billy says Emeka will be drafted high. I can't argue with that. Billy says Howard has yet to prove he can connect on the deep ball. Been great on every other throw. I agree. And those deep balls, for most quarterbacks, are the toughest. That's why they're high risk, Sage says, why didn't the kicker move the tee to the right to compromise the hook? Fair point. If I know I got a hook in my golf swing, I'm definitely not teeing it up on the left side of the tee box. Henry, thoughts?
You can't talk to me about hook. Not with my slice.
Oh, okay. Well, imagine you hit it the other way.
Over and over again.
Yeah. Would you line it up on that side of the tee box? Probably not. But great point. Thank you, Sage. Billy says, if innocent slip, he might have housed one. Yeah. That turf, man. What's going on with that turf, man? I see guys from both teams sliding around.
I'm back to. I just want him catching it now. I'm back to that. I'm not gonna
come on.
get ahead of myself on the return touchdown.
All right. Billy says, in defense of the defense, they play a lot better in the second half. Yes, that's very fair. We got a new one here. CJ Preach says, watching from Kokomo, Indiana, where we love Buckeyes and avoid yellow pants at all costs. That's probably a good rule to live by. Always avoid the yellow pants.
Piss pants.
Hey, how ugly did that stadium look? How ugly did that stadium? They tried to stripe the stadium look like dog shit.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
God,
was
that looked
stupid.
ugly.
That was stupid. They didn't even do it all the way. It was like down by the field, it was just a mixture of blue and yellow. I don't know, man. That was, good job. Good job. Poorly executed. Billy says, how about them Hoosiers? Stevens, and he says, hey, all H. Billy says, our D should be able to shut down Sparty and Iowa. I agree 100%. Billy says, I owe Steven. Steven says, Jeff, this is directed towards you.
All
After
right.
2 plays and Brown gets hurt again, Sayin comes in anyway. So by proxy, Sayin gets in the game.
Yeah,
Regardless.
Yeah, Devin, we haven't seen Devin Brown stay healthy. Right, he's been injured when he has his low playing time. But I think, like in the example of in the middle of a drive, Devin Brown's going to come into the game and try to finish that drive. Now, Julian Sayin, I would expect Julian Sayin to have the next week of practice and probably start the next game in that scenario. But yeah, I mean, I'm just predicting what I think the coaches are feeling. Devin Brown will be the one coming off the bench if it's in the middle of a game or something like that. Because of
I saw Kineholz over there. Was he just sticking around to be a GA or what?
Oh, he's going. I think Lincoln's going to be going after this year. He's going to go find.
Yeah.
He's going to play for another Big Ten school.
Buckeyes, I got the over-under at 2.5 quarterbacks leave. And one is Will
I
Howard.
think the under. I think. Well, okay, then okay, we're over because I think 2 are leaving.
What's that?
Howard.
Douchebag says what?
I think we do lose 3 after this year. I agree.
Okay. All right. Sage says, I would only want Sayin if they use the same play calling. That's always been the argument, to see the backups run the entire offense without any limitations, yes. Billy says, Devin probably should have transferred when we brought in Howard. I can't argue with that. I thought he would have. I think he definitely has to after this season. He should be in the portal after I think it opens in December, shortly after early signing
Before
days.
before the bowl game, before the playoffs. Yes.
LFG says like number 8. LFG
Ransom?
says, I think so. Chip Kelly's wet dream is having Judkins. I agree.
Oof. Talking about
Definitely.
an old man's wet dreams. Yikes.
Billy says, I agree, Jeff. I think Trey is happy as hell to have Q there.
Yeah.
LFG says, the OSU will dispatch Sparty, who are injury-riddled, starting third stringer at right guard for the rest of the season. Shawn, you got any info on this?
No, I don't really, but that
I thought
sounds
you had
about
an
right.
inside source.
No, I may go to that game.
Are you? Nice.
On that,
I was going to
Live
ask
from
you.
the landfill, Shawn with the in-game updates.
right? I'm counter
It's pretty smelly out here.
Let's see yours, Bob.
Nice. Well, let me know if you go. Billy says, NIU losing to Buffalo is bad for Notre Dame. Yeah, you could say that again. Not good. Odysseus says, Lincoln Riley clock management saved the cheaters. Yes, that was part of the issue, along with the basic form tackling issue that most defensive players
Or is the overall general toughness on defense.
There you
Part.
go. Yes. That too. Billy says, Ravioli will be a great QB. Watch out for Nebraska later this year. Okay.
I agree.
They will be something to deal with. They will be something to deal with. I'm not sure it's – I think coming into this shoe, I think the Buckeyes are still going to be a double-digit favorite.
Right, but it may be a quality win. Like I said, they may be a 9-3 team or 10-2 even.
I don't think they're a playoff team,
No.
but they are definitely a bowl-eligible team soon. Badass Buckeye, what's up, Bab? says, is Illinois real this year? I don't know. I can't tell you that.
Defense is, I think.
Yes.
Okay. You guys say yes. I'm into it. Let's see if they can score. They got to be able to score points, not just play D.
Yep.
Bab says Tennessee has a good defense this year. They played out last night. Yeah, they do. They do have a much better defense. I needed to see that, though. And, again, I'm still questioning the Oklahoma offense.
Yes. That definitely needs to be questioned.
Take that for what it's worth. Badass Buckeye continues. How the heck did Vanderbilt get so much better after 1 year? Some real mysteries there. I don't know.
I don't think they are. I think Marjorie's fell off.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it. Billy says, I think I'd rather meet Bama or Georgia in the playoffs than play Tennessee. That'll get you thinking.
Hey, Joe, real quick. Bama, Georgia this week. I think Georgia has Texas the following week. Am I correct? I'm not looking at the schedule right now.
Georgia has Texas.
I thought they had them back to back.
No, I better check that.
I mean, you're certainly not looking ahead past Bama. Certainly. But
Certainly.
that could be this could be a tough stretch for Georgia, possibly.
Well, you wouldn't consider this a look-ahead game, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. They're not looking ahead, but I'm just saying.
They got Auburn, Mississippi State, then at Texas.
Oh,
So,
okay. I thought they were back to back. They wouldn't do that to the SEC team.
If we're giving our picks on that, I actually got Bama. I think Georgia's going to stumble. This is who they lose to in Tuscaloosa. I think Bama is going to pull one out.
nice.
I think Georgia. The team they lose to is Saban's Alabama. I'm not sold on Milroe. Executing, playing wildly like he does, and having success against Georgia's team. But Alabama underdog.
Georgia.
That's rough. Yeah.
I'm taking Georgia with the 2. Cover the 2.
Field goal wins it. Maybe. It might be a 3-point game. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that close. I think
Really?
they're going to smother Milroe.
A good test. Good test for everybody, for the nation to see where's Bama at for real and where is Georgia. Are they still at top? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good test.
Bama does not belong at number 4.
No.
Not even top 5 in my opinion. So I think it'll be played out. Just you got to go through the season and let shit play out. This
I don't know.
says
Bama's no bitch, though.
I didn't say that.
They lost a lot of key playmakers, a lot of big starters. That we took, and Texas got Bond, receiver.
They might have bitch tendencies.
They
haven't played anybody. Western
No.
Kentucky, South Florida, and
You
Wisconsin.
can say the same about a lot of teams, including Ohio State.
Sure. Right. Joel Klatt did that all Saturday from what I hear.
But we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. These teams, we're winning. We're scoring 50-some points.
Winning by
we have
35.
a 14. Yeah, I mean,
Still complaining about it. The usual. Just another
Yeah.
year.
Bama's squeaking. Bama was in a dogfight 2 years in a row now to South Florida,
Right.
but Bama they dominated. They dominated Wisconsin, but I don't think Wisconsin's that good. Not as good as we thought they were.
Oh, Wisconsin's trash.
Yeah.
They're in big trouble. So let's finish up the chat here. I'm glad we got those picks in, though. Thanks for reminding me. Odysseus says USC running back had 7.7 yards per carry versus the Cheaters. And Riley threw 51 times. Go figure. That's Riley for you. That's
wants to show how smart he
fucking
is.
Riley.
Keeps wanting to prove how smart he is. Down
Yep.
the place.
Yep. Billy, I think Billy, you said this last week, man. Cheaters are Iowa with better players.
Yep.
I feel like I just heard that recently. Odysseus says Riley gave Scum 2 extra minutes with clock management after they were up 24-20. One run, 2 passes. Yes.
And when you're only running the ball, you need those 2 minutes.
And even if he would have completed those passes,
For nothing.
yeah,
Yep. But at least it would have kept the clock moving.
exactly. But get it out of there. You could have put the game away there with the first down.
That's Lincoln Riley, man. That's why he didn't want to play in a real conference. He was content to play in the Pac-12 the rest of his career. Billy says, Cheaters and Iowa both combined for less than 100 yards passing, both won. That's pathetic.
But that's Iowa. That's Iowa's manifesto.
Yeah. Billy agrees Riley's late play calling was terrible. Odysseus says Clad is a clown. Billy says, I expect Knowles will be blitzing Sparty more than Marshall. I hope so, man. 5 out of 21. Not acceptable. Buckeye Dog 22.
I thought that USC Michigan game, both those teams are trending down to me. You know, it's not like, oh yeah, one's looking better. They both got big problems.
Yeah, it's glaring. They're gonna try to. Sharon Moore, we're gonna get a real test of how good a coach he is. They're gonna, adjust their offense, get RG more like on the rollouts, the run pass option, that kind of stuff. Make it easier throws. If he can. I don't know. But you're right. Shawn, I agree.
Michigan
Both,
just exposed you. You're going to
Right.
get run on in the Big Ten every week.
Yeah. Neither one. I think they're both trending down. You're right. They're not okay. We're going to our top 4, right, Joe?
Oh, no, I got to go. It's 9:01.
All right.
Pencil them in. Send them in. All right, folks. We appreciate everybody watching on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTubes. We appreciate you. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And we will talk to you this week. We got your daily blitz every morning. And I'll be back live 4:30 on Friday right here. So,
In your
Jeff
ear
and Shawn, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you
Talk
guys.
to you later.